So as some of you might have seen, I posted the YouTube posts, this article, an interview with Dr. McCullough about the nature of mRNA. One of you guys asked me, and I pointed out that scene from Blade Runner, what if we use RNA? And he said the creature ends up nevertheless developing cancers rapidly throughout the body. And I said, that's my bet. So, one of the things that has come up now, that Dr. McCullough was talking about how what's known about mRNA at present. And so he got into pretty much as the body of evidence about mRNA vaccines, or just the development thereof, of that field of technology. And he pointed out this is a field of technology that, one, is not only still in its experimental stage, but it is failed so immensely among humans that it's not even safe yet to test really on humans. Like, if you were to put it through all of the stages that everything else had to go through, mRNA anything has basically no valid information saying that, oh yeah, this is safe to even try. So that's now the problem that all of these that everybody really has. Then beyond that, so people might have stumbled on, there were these strange stories about a university in Texas, and this university in Texas. Eric, if you could drop that link, hey, or if you remember the name, I think it was Texas Biotechnical, but it was this university in Texas, a public university, was a major part of what was supposed to be mRNA research. Well, the Chinese basically at one point said, no, they're the source of COVID. It came from them. And so what ends up happening from this is that in looking into this university, it turns out that they were a part of what looks like a network of scientists in China and the United States, and it looks like possibly also Australia and Canada, that were developing a deadly version of the common cold. And they kind of failed because the common cold mutates so quickly. This is why the coronavirus, like, simply, if it was really killing people in China, by the time it got here, I mean, it couldn't even infect children, which means its virulence was extremely low. And so people who've caught it over and over and over again, or anything like that, like, people have to get this idea of either you fundamentally just don't know what you caught, or you are extremely prone to becoming easily sickened by an illness that can't infect children. Even if you were 80 or 70 years old and you got a couple of walks in a day, and you actually kept busy and in good shape, there wasn't much likelihood you would have suffered even enough that you would have had to see a professional. We actually really now have some really good numbers on this, and what a lot of people were saying about, how bad it is and this and that, they were just totally wrong. And that's why now we're not talking about COVID whatsoever, unless it's pretty much bad information and recommendations that just don't make sense anymore. So McCullough really mapped out, and he actually testified in front of Congress, that this looks like it was a part of a giant biological warfare program that went horribly wrong. And that the worst part about it, that the part that really, I think it's kind of funny that the left is not catching on to this. There were obviously a handful of companies that were supposed to have the cure to this horribly deadly disease that had been developed by, it looks like, 3 different countries and their medical their medical organization or their military organizations. So for some reason, that part of it, that you would have had these companies that would have, and now we know they were actually working with the federal government directly long before COVID for mRNA vaccines. And so now we know this was just a plot to put you, so you would have to get the government flu, and you had to get your inoculation all the time. Some people might think that's nightmarishly terrible, but I'm sorry, do you know who came up with this? Jello Biafra of the dead Kennedys came up with this idea in like 79, based probably off of science fiction of the day. Ideas about science fiction of the day, or from science fiction of that time. So it's, I just, to me, the best part about it, that's the delicious part of the irony. If people just listened to the dead Kennedys more, they wouldn't be in this trouble. Oh, it feels so good to be the smartest punk rocker in every room all the time. All right, later.